gals, and welcome to the Friday, October 7th episode of Morning Brew and Chat. It is my birthday eve. The reason you don't want to see me angry is because I have come to realize that the older you get, the madder you get, and the angrier you get, and the pissier you get. And, well, it's the day before my birthday, and I'm just old. So, let me go on and get everything synced in here together. Blam, there I is. Throw a little love up there, put a little love in your heart. Put up my little special thingy-dinger there, right there. And we'll share this puppy out. Oh, spinny. There we go. We'll go spinny the right way. Blam. Now I can get back to chat here, see who all's here. Good morning, Jan. Good morning, Tony. Jan and Tony. Okay, well, I got everybody. Feel like I'm taking a beating, but I'm good, thanks. Rough night, no, replace the entire exhaust system on my truck. Too old for that laying in the driveway shit. I gave that up a long time ago. I'm just really thankful we have a younger neighbor who is like master SAE certified, been to school, does all the work, everything from small engines to diesel. And he builds custom vans and stuff in his spare time. So whenever we have a technical issue, we call him. Good morning, Jenny. Good to see you, dear. Since Drew in such mood, we should call him Drucifer. That works. I'll accept it. Nope, tomorrow's my birthday. Tomorrow is my birthday. I just won't be on here tomorrow, so. I can't believe your family, you didn't even know when my birthday was. Jenny is Steph's sister, guys. You know, Jen, if you feel like celebrating with us, the very last Rock the Block for this year is tomorrow night on my birthday. And Steph is off Sunday because she starts that brand new position this week. So she's actually off Sunday and Monday. So, I mean, you could come to Rock the Block with us tomorrow night. I'm sure the bands are going to be hopping, and I don't know, I'm thinking about Ghostbustering it up tomorrow night. I wish I had a proton pack to wear, but what do? Wish in one hand, poop in the other, and see which one falls off on the floor first. I got a full bottle of Captain Morgan. Hey, Rusty, good to see you, bud. Yeah, that's what I'm considering it as, is I'm considering tomorrow night's Rock the Block as my birthday party. Now, last year when they done the last one in October, it was like a big costume party. So I'm just going to assume that it's going to be this year too. And I'm thinking about wearing my Ghostbuster jumpsuit and everything down there tomorrow night, just for the giggles of it. I don't even know when my own is. Facebook reminds me. Good morning, Santee. Hope you're doing well today. Well, I mean, it's Friday, so I know you're doing well today. Make sure, Santee, and watch the video that I'm going to post right after this live stream because, well, you're in it. And how I put you in it is completely, yeah. But I got you and Blaine and Michigander Man all in, all in like the first like 4 minutes of the video. So I make a reference to working hard and diligently to come up with the best videos to show people, and well, you and Blaine and Rob are part of my working diligently apparently. So yeah, don't cross the streams. I was told that in a men's bathroom one time. Nothing happened except our shoes got wet. But I mean, other than that, it was all good. There was no protonic reversal. The universe didn't automatically freeze then explode. So I mean, that's a big lie about crossing the streams. But yes, tomorrow is my birthday. I officially turn 54 years old. And then Monday is my daughter's birthday. She turns 14 years old. So if I ever forget how old I am, all I got to do is wait for a couple of days and I'll be remembered. I'm exactly 40 years older than she is. So I could have collapsed the universe. Yeah, I know, Dan. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But yeah, our rock the blocks tonight. So I'm thinking about putting on the jumpsuit tonight and hitting my shed today and seeing what kind of extra little pieces, hose and stuff like that that I can get thrown together for the suit, which will also come in real handy at the middle of the month when we're all going to when Dan and I and several of the other members of the Ghostbuster group are going to South Bend to the Ghostbuster concert down there. Uh, that should be real good. So, young whippersnapper. Oh, I'll tell you what. 54 is not supposed to feel this way. Um, I could show you guys pictures of a month before Steph and I got married when I was off doing an event over in Angola, Indiana, a Ren fair, and all of this was dark, and there was no salt and pepper in my hair, anything like that. And then a month went by, and the stuff with the diabetes happened, and they put me in the coma, and I came out. And within a month of coming out of the coma, all of this had turned. It was terrible. I actually looked my age then. 54 years young. Oh, to be 54 again. I'll be back. I'd go feed my squirrel. Go take care of your little squeal there, bud. We had to go feed our outdoor adopted kittens this morning. They were all going hog wild at 6:30 when Steph left for work and trying to come in the house and get loved on and stuff. So we had to go take care of them. Well, the Beatles said it best when I'm 64. Oh my God! As long as you weren't sword fighting. Nope, no sword fighting. Morning blah, but it's morning. Morning Ty. Man, Danny, have you seen the new proton packs that have come out? I just seen a video yesterday. They've got the 1983 proton packs out. They've got the 1989 proton packs out now. And there's some custom builder out there that just started this year, and he is building volume controlled multi light units. It's incredible. I can't even imagine what those things cost. Um, but you can turn up the volume on that thing and kick on the power, and I mean you can hear it yards away when it kicks on. It's absolutely amazing. Let me see here. Is it tonight or tomorrow night? Ghostbuster concert. No, the Ghostbuster concert is what, Danny? The 25th, 27th, something like that. It's right before Halloween. 29th. 29th. Um, at the Morris Performing Arts Center. Um, oh my God, Tony, I have seen proton packs for $100. I've seen proton packs for $500. I've seen proton packs for $3,500. Uh, Most of those are 3D printed, so they print each individual little piece, and then the light setups to get all the functioning lights and everything to build them. If I was more technical, I would have started building one years ago. But the light systems alone, $30 for this light, 60 or $70 for this sound card, this other set of lights or wires and stuff. It's cool. Yeah, some of them are built out of aluminum. Some of them people are building look like they come right off the movie set. They got the proper wiring. They got the proper belts. They're, I don't want to say ergonomic. That's not the right word. But you put them on and you don't even know you're wearing them. What kind of mine are wired for sound? Greetings, Squatch. Good to see you, bud. Yeah, and I agree, Tony, that going out and buying something you can really use is one thing, but I want to get more involved with Danny and the Ghostbuster group because of the children's hospitals and things like that. That you know, just just watching those kids glow. And I'm actually looking forward to doing the Ghostbuster thing at Halloween when I take my daughter out trick or treating this year. only because since the new movie came out last year, a whole new generation is refamiliarized with them now. And even just wearing my Ghostbuster patch on my investigative coat, um, I had people stopping me, wanting to take pictures of my patch, take pictures of my coat. It's a black tack coat. Has nothing to do with the Ghostbusters whatsoever, but people wanted pictures of it because it had the Ghostbuster logo on it. People from our generation and now 2 generations later, practically. 100% screen accurate. Parades, Comic Cons. I don't know. I'm looking so forward to that. Don't much care what people buy. It's America, just making observations. Of course. Yeah, I would definitely get the value or get the use out of a proton pack because you guys know how I am about my outfits. It don't matter if it's cowboy. It don't matter if it's Victorian, Edwardian, Civil War, uh, Rev War, French. I wear it anyway. I'd be the same way with the Ghostbuster pack. I would just randomly put it on and wear it out somewhere, just for little kids getting pictures and you know stuff like that. Put the whole suit on, the tack boots, the jumpsuit, the proton pack, the trap. I meant rock the block tonight or tomorrow. It's tomorrow night, honey. It's tomorrow night, right there at the beach. As a matter of fact, they've got all the fencing and stuff I think set up now. Um, I don't know how many bands they got playing, but it's gonna be the last one of the year. It's gonna be real fun, and I'm glad it fell on my birthday this year. Um, it's all about the kids. It is all about the kids. I didn't give a second thought spending $1,000 on a handgun that I saw in Dirty Harry. Yeah, exactly. Good morning, John. Good to see you, bud. Hope you're doing well this morning. It's adults too. It's a great gun. Uh, so hey, don't forget, guys. Tonight, Ghost to Ghost PM is back. We have got Ferris the Fam as our guest tonight. Um, it's going to be fun. Of course, we had Ferris the Fam at Ghostorama with us this year. I'm looking forward to getting out and doing a collaboration with them sometime here in the near future. They're right in Kalamazoo. They're just a hop, skip, and a jump from Danny. So, I mean, it's not out of the realm of possibility getting together and doing an investigation together sometime soon. Still younger than me. Yeah, by a little bit, but I mean, I'm catching up. I'm catching up. Every time I open the hood on my truck, I find a new tool I need. Psst, sound like my dad. My my dad's got more tools right now that he's only used once than you could shake a stick at. He needs this or he needs that or he needs. I remember when he worked there at the dealership um, in the 80s and 90s. He didn't like charging his customers that had been coming into the dealership for years. He didn't like charging them that $65 an hour labor. And he'd say, "Won't you come out to my place this weekend? I can do that brake job, or I can do this, or I can do that." And they'd give him the money. He'd go to the parts department at the dealership. He'd get the part, take it out home. People would show up at the house. They'd say, "Well, what do we owe you for labor?" And Dad says, "Just give me $20." And they'd give him like $20 an hour to to sit and work on their car. So well, how long did it take you to do it? 2 hours. They'd give him $40. Beats the hell out of 130. So he had a real good following until he retired. Moved back down to Tennessee, and all of his local neighbors would start coming to him. He's like, "I'm retired. Retired. Well, can you show us how to do it? I'll tell you what, you bring your car down. I will instruct you step by step. That way you don't make any mistakes. And in the future, if it happens again, then you know." So he went from being a service manager to an instructor. I know, Jan. I loved meeting Ferris and Fam too. They're cool kids. I really enjoyed meeting them. People need to figure it ain't just labor. It's all the ancillary shit like electricity, sorted hardware, etc., etc. Yeah. We own 38 Magnum hammer-free tactical 12-gauge shotgun. Professional Paranormal, good morning. Hope you're doing well on this Friday morning. The month of October is well underway. We've only got a couple months left in the year. Eyeballing a Henry rifle. I don't blame you for that. I had the extra money, I'd be eyeballing a Henry rifle too, but I got other things to do with my money right now, when I actually have it. I own more guns than I have energy to type out. I looked at Henry's, but like the Marlins better. Oh, sleeker look. Okay. That makes sense. To each their own. I like the history of the Henry rifle. Um, I think that's probably my big thing. Why I would own a Henry is, you can use a Henry rifle from the Civil War up to the cowboy era, and they were good guns. They were good guns. Still are. Watched Conjuring last night. We sat down. We sat down and watched the first and the second Chucky last night. So, and then tonight, God knows what I'll watch. Maybe Paranormal Activity or Jason or even Freddy before my interview with Ferris the Fan. Yeah, I like the new cut. I like the new cut tie. It looks real good. Come visit me in Kentucky. I'll take you to Fort Duffield Civil War earthen bunker site. Man, professional, I would love to come down there. There are so many places just right here in the Midwest that I would absolutely love uh, to get to, but got to keep this channel growing, get us monetized, keep the money coming in, keep the donations coming in, and I might be able to travel just a little bit. Lisa and I have been talking about going down to Jay and Jan's down by Cincinnati, but you know, don't like to go anywhere with empty pockets. But we've been talking about going down there and doing some investigating with them since Jay and Jan was up here a couple months ago and hung out with us. And so, we'd like to go down there and do some hanging out with them. Actual Henry's pretty weak, but they were the origin, not counting the volcanics. New Michael Myers. Oh, I know. I can't wait for that new Michael Myers. I saw a little interview thing with Jamie Lee Curtis earlier, and I was blown away with some of the things she had to say. So yeah, I can't wait for the new Michael movie to come out. So our family owns a few nice weapons. Never really wanted to leave her prior to the 1886 Winchester. Okay. Warranty, well, I'm off to get shit done. All right, Dan, you take care of yourself, bud, and um, I'll try to remember to give you a holler today. I forgot the other day. Be honest with you, I completely spaced it. But I'll try to give you a holler later or something if you're around. We would love for you and Lisa to come here. You stay long enough, we can head down PPR. Well, see, and once again, the only problem with me being gone for any length of time is Grandma. There's nobody else to watch her, or nobody else willing to watch her, or however you want to phrase it. I chose the Marlin 1895 to get 4570. .26-inch octagon barrel, really well balanced till you load it. I could see that. Yep, and if she traveled well, if she didn't mind the changes and stuff like that, I'd have no problem bringing her. But she would lose her mind about I would say halfway between here and the Indiana border, she would start losing her mind about wanting to go back home. And once she got there, nope, she'd be nervous as a hoe in church. Still have my first rifle, 22 bolt action. Sucker's about 3 foot. Tiny killed mini squirrel with that unit. I think my very first was a 22 bolt action. My grandfather bought it when Mom found out she was pregnant for me, and I shot that thing. God, from the time I could put it against my shoulder and put my finger on the trigger. Of course, my dad was sitting on the ground behind me supporting it. But when I was like 11 or 12, I moved on to pistolas, and he had a chromed 7-shooter 22 long rifle in a Mexican holster that he picked up at White Sands, New Mexico when he was in service. and I shot that thing. Even got pretty efficient at quick draw. So love my pistols. Love my pistols, especially my revolvers. We got first 34 mag lever gun. Hmm. Good day, Brew hamster. Got a switch out. Tank cars, syrup, Kraft Heinz, Kendallville. They make cereal marshmallows. Nummy, nummy. You know how your niece is about those little marshmallows. We go and buy those bags of just the marshmallows from Lucky Charms and stuff like that for her. She goes through those things like crazy. Yeah, we all go through those things like crazy. Marshmallows are the best part of the cereal. But you have a good day, Jen, and don't work too awful hard. And hopefully we'll see you tomorrow night, babe. Yep, I guess Sunday the wife is planning on, cause her son's birthday was the 4th, mine's the 8th, Ashlyn's is the 10th. So I guess she's planning on having everybody over here on Sunday and just celebrating the birthdays together. Um, I told she was gonna go buy me a cake. I said no, make me another cake. For those of you that was with me 2 years ago, you seen the last cake she made. Um, my mom always made me um, like a funfetti type cake. When I was growing up, that was always my favorite. Steph made me a double layer funfetti cake 2 years ago. My wife is not a baker. You have to understand that. My wife is not a baker. This cake was like this thick on one end. It was like this thick on the other end, and um, she iced it in this banana yellow icing, and went out and mixed up baby blue, um, icing to write happy birthday and stuff on it. It literally looked like a monkey having a seizure wrote happy birthday on this cake. And it was the ugliest thing I ever seen in my life, but it's been my favorite cake ever. Because, hey, Shane, good to see you, bud. Been my favorite cake I've ever gotten. Because she knew she couldn't bake, but she made me a cake. So, now, Tony, marshmallows and cakes are on the approved list as long as you only have a little piece of it. Besides that, makes your cake last longer when you only have a little piece of it. Basically 2 bites and your piece of cake is gone. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, right. Just jumping in for a minute before I unload a truck. Well, that don't sound like fun. Unloading a truck isn't fun. Man, Shane. Oh, this thing's way behind. Let's see here. Rusty is firing in already, guys. Here we go. 1542. Explorer Juan Rodriguez Carrero discovers Catalina Island off the coast of California. Go, Rusty. Go, Rusty. Go, Rusty. Go, Rusty. (1765) Stamp Act in Congress. First Congress of the American Colonies convenes in New York City to devise a unified protest against new British taxation. 1777, Americans beat British in Second Battle of Saratoga and Battle of Burness Heights. Nope, not fun. Damn liquid barrels from China that smell like you're sniffing glue. Definitely not fun. But the potential's there for a great buzz by the time the truck is unloaded. 1780, British defeated by American militia near Kings Mountain, South Carolina. 1816, first double-deck steamboat, Washington, arrives in New Orleans. Which, by the way, is the center of today's video. I'm going to let you guys think on that one. New Orleans and Halloween-type horror stories. Or, well, horror subjects. What could today's video be about? 1826, Granite Railway, first chartered railway in the U.S., begins operations. Wonder how long before the first one blew up. Good point. Good point. 1856, Cyrus Chambers Jr. patents folding machine that folds books and newspapers. 1864, Battle of Darbytown Road, Virginia. New Orleans is someplace I have always wanted to go. Not only do you have the story of the Casket Girls, but you have the story of what was her name, Madame Laura Lane or whatever it was that tortured her slaves and stuff. They didn't find out until one of the slaves set her house on fire, and they found her locked in the attic with several slaves that were chained up and had been physically tortured, limbs cut off, had the top of their heads cut off, still alive. Still alive. She was very, very much into torturing her slaves back then. Very psychotic woman. That's what I thought. And that's why Daddy always carries a spare. Blam. Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, New Orleans is someplace I have always wanted to go. 1864, naval engagement at Bahia Harbor, Brazil. CSS Florida versus USS Wachusett. I recall my last trip to New Orleans. I was 18, and it was Mardi Gras. We want to go back. I want to go the first time. 1868, Cornell University in Ithaca, New York opens. Showed you the pictures from the French Quarter. Very beautiful. Very beautiful. My youngest husband is stationed down there close. Oh, very cool. 1871, 16-hour fire injures 30 of Chicago's 185 firefighters. Except for the crazy lady. 1882, first World Series baseball game. Chicago White Stockings beats Cincinnati Red Stockings 2-0 at Bank Street Grounds, Cincinnati. 1900, the term orienteering is first used for an event. Orienteering. I think it was later changed to orientating. Whatever that means. But they're glad they dropped the stockings tag. Oh, yeah. They became socks after that, you know. White socks, red socks, soggy socks. The Reds just fired 7 coaches. Wow. Well, you know, it's been forever and a day since the Reds have been in the news for just about anything. And if, by God, if getting rid of 7 coaches and hiring some new coaches um, can get the job done, get those boys back. Get them back where they used to be. Imagine the Washington Wool Stockings. Do we have to? I saw on the news that the White House said that we are closer to nuclear war now than in the 60s. Yeah, I seen something about that this morning on the news brief too. That Putin's actions right now, what's going on over there, especially since, you know, Putin has got this well-trained super army, and they're getting their asses handed to them by a bunch of farmers and volunteer servicemen. Ukraine just pushed them out of a major holding the other day. So once again, he's sitting there threatening nuclear war, and well, I think that would be the biggest mistake that he could. And you know, you're right, Jan. You're right. Um, he is nuts. There was a time, don't get me wrong, there was a time that I really liked the man. When he first became the premier, and he was meeting with school children, and I remember one little like 11 or 12 year old girl that wrote a story about him, and he wanted to meet with her, and she read the story to him, and he loved it. He hugging on her, and helped to pay for her education, and stuff like that. But in the last decade or so, he has really gone flipping Fruit Loops. Blame needs to go elsewhere. 1916, German submarine U-53 arrives off Newport, Rhode Island, and sinks 9 British merchant ships in international waters. 1919, Fritz Chrysler and F. Jacobs Apple Blossoms premieres in New York City. See several on the say another government stockpiling anti-radiation meds. I've heard that too. 1922, first radio link. WNJ Newark and WGY Schenectady link for World Series. 1929, Ramsay MacDonald is the first British Prime Minister to address U.S. Congress. 1931, first infrared photograph, Rochester, New York. Yes, at one time he was very personable. He cared about the people, um, loved the children, wanted to see a wonderful unified Russia, a democracy. Um, been here several times. Different presidents have been over there, and up until this deal with the Ukraine started, he was a very personable, or right before the Ukraine deal started, he was very personable. He seemed to be a very caring individual. Now all he cares about is assimilating old Russian territories back into Russia again. 1942, Maxwell Anderson's Eve of St. Mark premieres in New York City. New York City. Ferris, good morning, my friend. Hope you're doing well this morning. Looking forward to tonight. It's going to be fun. 1942, U.S. and U.K. government announce establishment of United Nations. Not just any nations, united ones. Ah, what a concept. UN, one world government. 1946, Charles Ives' second string quartet premieres. I'll try to make tonight as painless as possible. Um, but it's all about you guys. It's all about you and your beautiful wife, your your beginnings in the paranormal, your favorite investigations, things that have scared the bloody blazing crap out of you, uh, places you still want to go. things you still want to see. It's all about you guys. I'm just going to sit back and look pretty, and the stage is yours. Uh, 19, okay, 95, how many times I have told my woman that one. 1950, William H. Jackson becomes Deputy Director of the CIA. Yeah, I was actually talking to Trina last night, guys, and I told her, I said, I'm going to make up the advertisement that I always make up. I'll do it this morning. I'll send it to you. That was like an hour later. I was sitting there. The wife was doing something with Grandma. So I threw it together and sent it to her last night. Told her to stick it on all their social media, put it on um, put it on their channel. So all their followers could see it and come and join us tonight. So I think I love doing the interviews more than anything. I'm surprised it's taken me this long to get them fired back up. 1952, first bandstand broadcast in Philadelphia on WFIL TV. Dick Clark joins in 1955 as a substitute host. Substitute host. 1955, aircraft carrier USS Saratoga launched at Brooklyn. 1955, beat poet Allen Ginsberg reads his poem Howie, or How, for the first time at the poetry reading in San Francisco. What's up, Cade? What up? Good to see you, bro. 1957, KOAC TV Channel 7 in Corvallis, Oregon begins broadcasting. 1958, Potter Stewart appointed to U.S. Supreme Court. 1958, U.S. manned spaceflight project renamed Project Mercury. Hey, speaking of which, did y'all hear about the astronaut with claustrophobia? He just needed a little space. It's a dad joke. What can I say? Now y'all know why I don't tell more jokes on here. I tell jokes on here, the chat freezes. Everybody all of a sudden stops doing what they're doing and questions, why are we here? I bet your hands hurt replacing the whole exhaust system on your truck. I bet your hands hurt. 1959, Happy Town, the runway smash hit opens at 84th Street Theater, New York City for 5 performances. And speaking of happy, I can't say a lot about it, but our old buddy Santee sent me a picture the other day from a movie set that he is currently, or he has been working with down there at Mescal Studios, of him and Ralph Mouth, Donnie Most. Of course, the movie also has Barry Bostwick, and a couple other big names in it. I was told I couldn't go into any kind of public detail about it, but it looks like this is going to be a good film. Not only do we have Eddie and Dirty Dan and Santee in it, but you got Ralph Mouth, Barry Bostwick, a couple other fellers. It's going to be really cool. (1960) second JFK Richard Nixon debate. 1960 TV series Route 66 premieres on CBS. My everything hurts, but I ain't using other stuff at the moment. Makes sense. Would love to straight pipe Big Reds. You can hear us coming. Do her up just like the old man's old truck. Straight pipes with glass packs on the back of it. Just realized, JJ, that loud exhaust leads to road fatigue. Yeah, and you got to be really careful of straight pipes or glass packs or cherry bombs or anything like that anymore, because so many towns have got old. Then if you're driving at night and you take off from a red light or something like that and there's a cop nearby, and all of a sudden you go boom, 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 then they like to pull you over and whine about the volume of your exhaust. Of course, that don't apply to thumping radios and trunk lids that look like they're about to blow off the car from the beat of the, music from the box in their trunk. But, don't whine about your exhaust. Or Harleys. 1961, Charles Strauss and Lee Adams' musical Bye Bye Birdie, starring Dick Van Dyke, Chita Rivera, Dick Gautier, closes at Martin Beck Theater, New York City after 607 performances and 4 Tony Awards. Woo-hoo. 1963, Bobby Baker resigns as Senate Democratic Secretary. 1963, JFK signs ratification for Nuclear Test Ban Treaty. 1964, the Beatles appear on episode of Shindig, ABC TV in the U.S. My old 92 had straight pipes. It was fairly mild if you didn't push the gas pedal much. Couldn't be any worse. Road fatigue traveling. How are you, Bill Bixby? Hey, dog. Nope, tomorrow's my birthday. And I just realized the older you get, the angrier you get. Quite honestly, we were sitting here in the kitchen 2 or 3 days ago and seen some little kid go walking through our yard, come around the front of the house instead of walking down the driveway like they normally do. And the first thing that crossed my mind is, get out of my yard, you goddamn kids. It's like, oh crap, I'm getting old. I'm going to start yelling at kids for walking in the yard now. 1965, Charles Linster does 6,006 consecutive push-ups. Small block Chevy can sing when allowed. Oh, yeah. Small blocks. I miss small block. I miss the old Chevy engines. I am so glad my mom and dad do not watch my streams, because my I remember when my sister bought her Camaro, my dad told her when she goes out and buys a real car with a real engine, then he'll work on it. I always thought the Chevys were nice. 1968, Motion Picture Association of America adopts the film rating system. There's nothing small about the engine in Big Red. I can be in bed and hear Jay start her up in the garage. 1969, WJMN-TV, Channel 3 in Escanaba, Michigan, begins broadcasting. The trick to straight pipes is to use larger diameter pipe, makes them a bit less abrasive. Yeah, true. I usually say, hey, you little bastards, get out of my yard. Heaven forbid there's a kid crying in a restaurant. You don't want to get me started with kids crying in restaurants. Why can't I have a piece of pie? Because you're a mean little bastard and you was talking nasty to your mom and dad, and you don't deserve pie. People call me an asshole. I've been called that a couple times. Oh, I said I thought about the pipes. Jay won't let me do anything to it. I heard last time we were out and around. I think we were in Walmart. Walmart or Myers or something. I heard some little kids screaming because they wanted a toy, and their parents kept telling them no. And they were coming this way on the aisle, and I was going that way. And he didn't. I get like probably 5 feet past them, and I'm like, hey, little kid's like, scare the little SOBs. Say, shut the little bastard up. 1971, Terrence McNally's play Where Has Tommy Flowers Gone premieres in New York City. Oh, my kids did too. My kids knew a lot better than that. I installed straight pipes on both my rigs. (1975) U.S. decides John Lennon won't be deported due to UK pot conviction. Right now, my Dakota is so quiet. Be mistaken. Wow. No sense having mufflers on them. Nope. I agree, but I came from a show car family. You know, my Fairlane had glass packs, straight pipes and glass packs on it. My dad's truck had straight pipes and glass packs on it. My mom's car, it was stock. She wanted to keep it that way. But even now, my dad's Z71 has got straight pipes and glass packs on it. And hell, he's what, 80, 81, 82 years old. And he likes that rumble going up and down the mountain, especially up against the rock faces where it echoes back at him. I had an extended cab Dakota once. That's a cute little baby truck. Little extended cab Dakotas. Today the issues are computer management. You're built to have all that. Yeah, exactly. 1885, 21st NASA Space Shuttle mission, the 51J Atlantis 1 lands at Edwards Air Force Base. Yeah, I know, I do too, Jan. I love the rumble of glass packs. Mine's a crew cab with large black doors. The frame on my pickup cracked right in front of a spring hanger on both sides. Need to either weld it or buy a different one. Yeah. You know, Tony, I saw a Suburban down here at the gas station the other day that I wish I would have had my phone with me. You would have loved this thing. I don't know how much money they had sunk into this Suburban, but it must have sat 2.5 feet off the ground. Had great big mud stomper tires on it. Had a custom paint job that was just out of this world. They had a trailer hooked to the back of it, painted up just like it. It was black and had these two-tone green, light green and silver stripes that come all the way across the hood and down the side of it and wrapped around the tailgate. And the trailer was painted exactly the same way. Must have been like a 20-foot trailer on this thing. I don't know where they were going, what they were doing, but you heard this thing coming up the road. The exhaust was so cool on it. They pulled into the gas station to fill it up, and I'm like, oh, that's sweet. That's so sweet. I should have been a boy. Straight pipes and a Jake brake. 1985, KHQAM in Spokane, Washington's final transmission. 1985, Lynette Woodward chosen as the first woman in Harlem Globetrotters. 1988, WNBC 660 final transmission, WFAN moves from 1050 to 660, and WJKQ begins on 1050 at 5:30 p.m. New York City radio. I don't go for the lifted mud tires thing. I don't want to climb into anything. I always liked the stuff lifted up. Maybe it was the way I grew up with my dad's 78 and 79 F-250s. Both of them sat 2 foot off the ground. So you had to grab the steering wheel and get up into one. Mom's side had a step on it so she could get up in it. I just always liked the big tires on trucks. 1991, child star Adam Rich from 8 is Enough, arrested for stealing hypodermics. He wouldn't like Big Red, even with running boards. I have a hard time getting them. 1991, law professor Anita Hill accuses Supreme Court nominee Clarence Thomas of making sexually inappropriate comments to her. Hey, baby, nice affidavit you got there. 1993 musical Les Miserables opens at Morocco Theater, Philippines. Nobel Prize 1993. I don't think those two things go together. Most guys I know have mutters on them. Never go off the street. Yeah, see where we grew up at, we had all open fields. So everything drifted really bad. People would, we were way out in the country, so the roads would get real slick in the wintertime, or during the spring rains, fields would flood, they'd go across the roads. Um, Never seen the old man's truck get stuck. He used to carry an emergency rescue kit in the bed, had chains and tow straps and everything else on it. And more than once, I've seen him with those great big stompers just bust through everything. Water, snow drifts halfway up the grill on that thing. If he couldn't go down the road, he'd go off in the field and go. He he had no problem driving through the field beside our house if he couldn't get down the road. Nobel Prize 1993 for Literature Award to American writer Toni Morrison. Couldn't stand those howling bastards long. 1996, Rupert Murdoch launches Fox News with Roger Ailes as CEO. 1998, Matthew Shepard, a gay student at the University of Wyoming, is found tied to a fence after being savagely beaten by two young adults in Laramie, Wyoming. 2001, crude oil resumes flowing through the Trans-Alaska pipeline after workers welded shut a bullet hole that caused 260,000 gallons of oil to spill out. 2003, California holds gubernatorial recall election. Governor Gray Davis loses to actor Arnold Schwarzenegger, who becomes governor. That's governor. I've been stuck in 25 years, maybe 30. Lucky dude. Forgot to mention the government announced that they have enough proof and evidence to arrest and charge Hunter Biden. Wow. That's gonna go over like a lead balloon. Hi, wife. Researching for the videos for the 35 days of Halloween, I come across a lot of really cool facts about different horror movies that have come out since the 70s, and I sent a bunch of them to Steph earlier after she got to work. Thought they would make for some interesting reading on her first break. Um, really cool stuff. 2013, James Rothman, Randy Sheckman, and Thomas C. Sudoff win the 2013 Nobel Prize in Physiology and Medicine for their work on transport systems in cells. Hey, you know why you can never trust an atom? Because they make up everything. Oh, I don't know, a long time ago not to go where I don't think I can make it. 2015, U.S. President Barack Obama apologizes to doctors without Borders president and the president of Afghanistan for the bombing of a hospital in Kunduz. 2016, Washington Post releases videotape of Donald Trump boasting of groping and kissing women without consent. 2017, rapper Nelly arrested for rape in Auburn, Washington. 2018, limousine crash kills 20 people, including 2 pedestrians in Schoharie, New York. We are getting up to modern times, folks. There was a lot of stuff that went on in history for this date. A lot of stuff. Oh, boom, there you go. That's the end of it. No history happened after 2018 on October 7th. Thank you, Rusty. That was pretty cool. There was a lot of stuff in there. I thought for sure he was going to take up the rest of the time for the live stream. Hey, Templar. Good to see you. Hope you're doing good. Too bad dad jokes. All I know anymore are dad jokes. Dad jokes and yo mama jokes. Yo mama's so dumb she had to study for a urine test. You know, things like that. Alan out. All right, Rusty. Thank you much, my friend. That was actually really good, man. There was a lot of stuff in there. A lot of stuff. Things I never heard of before, that's for sure. Thank you, bud. That was good. I know, not fit for mixed company jokes. Hey, Rob. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Good afternoon to you, too. Again, guys, don't forget, tonight, 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we are going to have Ferris the Fam on Ghost to Ghost PM. We're going to find out everything there is to find out about them, their paranormal investigations, what got them started, favorite investigations that they've done, and places they still want to go. Guess I'm breaking out the bourbon tonight, going down to 33. There you go. There you go. A little bit of bourbon goes a long way. Make y'all nice and warm inside. So my ex-father-in-law used to do with peppermint schnapps. Whenever he would go out and cut wood in the wintertime, he always carried a bottle of peppermint schnapps in his pocket. I'll bring some glasses. There you go. I used to drink peppermint schnapps. My ex-father-in-law always had them. Always had them. Of course, you know, there wasn't a straight cut in the wood after the bottle was gone. I need to check this right here out. Find out, because I think we're supposed to be, oh yeah, we're not even supposed to get out of the 50s today. 37 for a low tonight, 54 for a high today. Fall is here. Not that I like cold, but it does kill all the bugs. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Speaking of bugs, I gotta check old Ralphie when we get done with this. When we get done with this stream, we were sitting at the table waiting for Mama to leave for work this morning, and he caught a bug running across the floor. I flipped on the light. Come to find out, it was a spider. He went to bite it, and it bit him on the lip. So enough to make him shake his head and not want to mess with it anymore. So I got to check on him, make sure his little face is okay. 56 here today. I'll be in the 50s for the next few days. Yeah, that's what it's looking like for us too. Back in the 70s. Yep, bit him right on his little lip. He's very determined too. When he sees a bug on the floor, he tries to get rid of it. And he left this spider alone, so it must have left an ouchie bite on him. And it wasn't a really big one at all. But yes, be thankful the cold kills the bugs. Don't got to worry about the flies trying to get in around the door. Don't got to worry about the spiders. Don't got to worry about none of that stuff anymore. Don't know the temp. It was sunny yesterday and today. Oh, it's sunny here. You guys can see it right back over here. It's sunny out there, but it's chilly. Right now it is 40 degrees. It was 37 when I got up at 3 o'clock. Be real hunting season once it freezes. Oh yeah, it's coming. It's getting to be about that time to put the venison back in the freezer. Venison chili all winter long. All right, Templar. You take care of yourself. Have a good Friday. And don't work too awful hard. Love and light to you too, my friend. Have a good day. Hopefully we'll see you here tonight for Ferris the Fam. Ghost to Ghost PM is back. The deer are rutting. Yeah, including the zombie deers. The zombie deers are rutting too. The only difference is that they'll rut on anything. They'll rut on your car. They'll rut on the post on your house. They aren't afraid of people. You know, I've not heard any more about that outbreak for the last couple weeks. I've seen no news cross my stream on Indiana or Ohio and their zombie deers, whatever that damn disease is called that they get. I was planning to go hunting this morning. It was warmer than I thought it was going to be, and I hurt like hell. Dude, you need to take a couple days just relax. You done a lot of work. You done a lot of work for a young man yesterday. You know, you're a couple years older than I am, and there's no way in hell I would have undertook that by myself. So you just need to take a couple of days and heal up, get to feeling better, and then go out and take out your anxiety on small woodland creatures. Yeah, that's always a possibility, Jan. But yep, do not forget, guys. I mentioned it earlier. There will be a video coming up um, here very soon. I would say probably. I know for sure it'll be up by 11 o'clock. Just the uploading part, the writing the description, doing all the keyword thing. That takes up almost as much time as the upload process or the encode process. So it's almost 30 minutes to do everything to get it set up to upload. So 11 o'clock, it'll be up, and it's going to be a good one. Zombie deer. Damn, that sounds like the sort of thing will spread because of some madman rutting the deer back. Well, what it is it is a bug that deer in certain areas are contracting, and they kind of look mangy. They have no fear of humans. There was just a video that was put out here a few weeks ago of one of them standing along the highway. And I mean, the cops are all out there walking around it trying to figure out what to do, and this thing's just standing there looking at them. But they have no fear. I mean, it's a bad bug. It's a bad bug, and it only happens every few years. It don't affect the meat or anything, but there's no way in hell I'm going to sit and eat one of them that's all diseased up. You know. Zombie pox is no joke. Hey, Paul, good to see you, bud. No, it's not. You are correct. See, I wasn't as tough as I expected. Honestly, it wasn't as tough as I expected. Huh. Wow. Of course, we're one of the areas. Yeah, of course. Sounds a bit like myxomatosis that rabbits get. Yeah, I forget. Let me look real quick. I completely forget the. EHD, epizootic hemophagic disease, is what it's called. Sick deer infected with painful, sometimes fatal disease. Um, Chronic wasting disease, also known as zombie deer disease, causes uh, drastic weight loss, dehydration, drooling, listlessness, stumbling, drooping ears, and aggression. Like a fictional zombie, this disease goes after the brain, leaving the animal with porous, spongy brain tissue. Is what is how they're describing it. Um, Humans could be next. But that's what it is. It's epizootic hemophagic or hemorrhagic disease, EHD. So far, any deer that are hanging around our place are normal. Hope it stays that way. Yeah, really. I wonder if any studies have been done to see if it's catchable by humans on consumption like mad cow disease. When I first ran across the news thing and I sent it to Jan, who lives down in the Cincinnati area, where these things were being spotted at, doctors were saying that it does not affect humans on consumption. I don't know if more studies have been done on it or not, but yeah, they were saying a few weeks ago when it first broke the news that no, humans are not, you can eat them, but, you know, why? If if they drop their weight and everything else they say with it, there's going to be less than a suitable amount of meat on a deer to actually be able to get your worth. So, why waste your time? You're supposed to call law enforcement if you see one. They come out, they dispose of the deer. They drop it and dispose of it so it don't spread the disease to other deer. So that's what they had to do on the roadside when the police were out with that one along the highway down there. They had to shoot it and then have somebody come and take the body and take it back and incinerate it so the disease didn't spread to other deer. Chronic wasting is a serious problem for deer herds. From what I heard here, it is not. It is due to large of herd populations. I don't think you're supposed to eat deer with chronic wasting. I wouldn't. I don't care if they said I could. I wouldn't. Yeah, that is something that they did say about it. Is it's due to the interbreeding. Um, Populations in an area get so depleted that brothers and sisters and moms and sons and everything are mating with each other, and that's also another possible cause of it. It's a deer zombie apocalypse. The zombie deer apocalypse. Yeah, exactly. Nature is full of surprises. What is it they did on that Family Guy clip that time where they showed that cheetah run up on that little marmoset or whatever the hell it was and just grab it, shake it 3 or 4 times and rip its head off? And then you hear that voiceover go, "Damn, nature, you scary." Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. Tomorrow night. Do, 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 do. Haven't watched Family Guy in a long time. Well, I'll tell you what, old Seth hit a money bank when he hit that one. He keeps going, keeps that show going like it is. It's going to outlast The Simpsons. Now, who is calling here? Oh, I get to have fun. I get to have fun. Oh,
Maryland?
oh.
Hi, this is David Lee calling for Ranger Pack. Like the Army Rangers. Don't worry, I'm not calling you up for active duty or anything. No, really quick, what we're doing is we're mailing out the envelopes to help our veterans. Now, tragically, 17 U.S. veterans commit suicide every day, and every night there are over 50,000 veterans on our streets. Ranger, Well, I just wanted to make sure that if we got an envelope out to you, that we count on your support, okay?
According to DNR handbook, it is spread by nose-to-nose feeding, which is why that baiting is not allowed. Makes sense. Don't you love automated messages? Hasn't made it this far south here in this part of the country, but it's about 125 miles north. Yeah, there's like different spots all over the country where it's popping up. Um, Lower Western Ohio Valley, I believe up in northern Illinois, Wisconsin, Missouri, or why? Yeah, that other place. Um, Up in that area, I think there's some going on down in Kentucky, Tennessee, Virginia. Um, I don't know. I don't know. Looks like people are starting to go off and do other things. We were up to 13 at one point. We got 5 people listening in. Probably not 5 people. Probably not 5 people chatting. Some just listening, but that's cool. It is more widespread where hunting is restricted. Yep, and that's really sad. Um, Michigan has got a brand new law in effect now. Just started this year, where if you are if you are hunting deer and taking them to a meat processing place to have them processed and stuff, they have to be reported. If you take them home, process them yourself, you don't got to report them. Or if you are hunting them to give the meat to somebody else, they have to be reported. It's really weird. Really weird the way they got this new law set up. So if you're feeding a family that is having a hard time, you have to report it. If you take it to a licensed meat processor, it has to be reported. But if you shoot it and take it home and do everything yourself, then it don't have to be reported. So weird. Weird. I want to see, especially if you're on the call list, like we have here in Michigan, like a deer gets hit in mid-December, and uh, the law enforcement shows up on the scene, or EMTs show up on the scene or something like that, we have a list uh, here in the state that they call, and they just call your phone day or night and say, hey, we have a deer out here on County Road such and such. Are you interested in it? I wonder if they have to fill out the list because they're giving the deer to somebody else. Well, now see, Tony, you would think that by going out and buying your tags to tag your deer, that that would satisfy the the reporting part of it, because you're going on record, state record, for purchasing these tags. So there's a record right there of how many deer you're planning to get that year. So you would think that would be enough records, but no, they actually have a form that you have to fill out now. Like I said, if you're giving the meat to somebody else or you're taking it to have it professionally processed, but not if you process it yourself. So go figure. Everybody got quiet. Why'd everybody get quiet for? Most tags don't get filled. Very true. Very true. I have seen a lot of hunters that go out and buy tags, and they will sit in their tree stands or whatever for days on end and never see a deer. Which is really kind of funny because as many deer as we have around here, I mean, we have literally seen herds of deer walking in a straight line across a field that there's 25, 30 deer in. We were going out here just a year or so ago to my wife's uncle's place, and he lives way out in the country. We went past this elementary school, and right past there is this big open field. It's probably 250, 300 yards to the creek line, the trees that go along the creek. And we seen a herd of deer walking towards the road. There must have been 30 deer in that herd. But in the wintertime, they vanish. It's like they got a little deer commune somewhere way out in BFE somewhere, and they all, like, 10,000 deer all grouped together out there all winter long. I think it's somewhere around 40%. It's so quiet I can hear myself think, yeah, I know. I buy tags even if I don't plan to hunt. Yeah, I was going to this year. I was going to, but not being able to find my Hawkins that I wanted to hunt with. I was going to go out to my buddy's place, have the wife drop me off on the way to work for a few hours, and just go sit on his back deck and drink coffee with him. And I don't know what it is about his backyard. I have no clue what it is about his backyard. But those deer will walk up out of the little pine forest back there behind his house, and walk within 20 yards of his back deck. Funniest thing, he has sat and taken pictures, taken video And these things just stroll up there. Big fat ones just stroll up, start eating around his pool. They'll eat for a little bit and turn around and stroll right back into the pines back behind his place. Like this year, first season, I won't be here to hunt. Can you use last year's tags this year? No, you got to buy brand new tags every year. Sounds like our place. You keep feeding those chickies like you do, and you're going to be able to let them go out, and they'll take the deer down for you. Them some fat little chickies you got there. I had a chance to video chat a little bit yesterday with Jan, and I went out, or she was going out to get eggs, or find out if she had any more eggs, and I got to meet the little chickies yesterday out there at her hen house, and fat little chickies out there. Now, see, if I lived out in the country, that's what I would do. I would never shoot the deer that I fed. Um, but I got no problem supporting wildlife and feeding deer, and we get corn anyway from the mill out here on the south end of town. Feed the squirrels all winter long. I build a squirrel feeder right out here on our tree in the backyard, and we fill it up every day or two, and keep the birds and the squirrels and the gray squirrels and the silver squirrels and the piney squirrels, and keep their bellies full up all winter long. Those fat little chickens better keep giving me eggs. At least you're getting eggs. We still got to buy ours in the store. I don't know that I would feed deer due to chronic wasting disease. Now, see, I don't understand how chronic wasting disease works. Now, I do know that my ex's uncle and dad and grandpa, um, out in her uncle's woods, they plant clover and a bunch of stuff, to make little feeder spots. Uh, they usually have real good luck out there. But they plant big patches of clover and different things for the deer to come up and eat on. Little valley out there in the woods, maybe elevation drops maybe 15, 16 feet from the woods around it, and they just plant clover everywhere out there in that little valley. The deer come from the fields on both sides of the woods, and spend most of the winter out there in the little clover patches and stuff, eating that. And then they throw corn and stuff out for them too. Watermelon. Deer love watermelon. I never realized until her and I were dating how much deer loved watermelon. Throw the watermelon rinds and stuff out. Not feeding them this year. They say it's transmitted nose to nose. I have deer mix that I feed them. I think it's a sweet feed. That's a food plot, not a pile of grain. Sugar beets. Hmm. I like sugar beets myself. One of the best deer baits I ever saw. Huh. Never realized that. Never realized that. I would have never, I don't know, I guess I just would have never put two. You know, speaking of planting stuff, um, I think they love the plants. Uh, I think Monday, uh, I might show you guys the super colossal potato um, turnout from my potato plants this year. I went out and I went out and got all the potatoes out of the garden the other day. My God, there was so many of them that I could have probably fit them all in my pocket. Literally, our biggest potato was about that big, and our smallest potato was about as big as my pinky nail. I think we had 8 potatoes off of 6 plants. We need to find us a rototiller that actually cuts deeper than 4 inches. The wife, she went out and bought a little electric rototiller, and the blades only go down in the ground about that far. So all these tater plants, or all these taters that I planted 3 months ago, went down to the packed soil, and that's as far down as they grew. So we need to find something that cuts 6 or 8 inches deep. I think they love tomatoes too. I think sugar beet thing was discovered during World War II, trying to get a new source for sugar. Want to know a trick to growing potatoes? Of course, of course. Hey Z-Man, good to see you. Hope you're doing well today. Plant them in stacks of tires filled with straw. Hmm. I know the wife is talking about actually building planter boxes next year. And just going out and buying field dirt to fill the planter boxes with, mixing it with topsoil, and planting them in that. That way it never gets packed down. The only place we have big enough to plant a garden is where the old house used to be. So needless to say, that ground is packed up pretty solid, and there is a lot of rock. So every time I go out and I rototill, I try to lift the back end of the rototiller up so it cuts a little deeper, and I get more of the rock out and cut up the soil. But yeah, when you're working with something that only cuts like 4 inches deep, it is pretty much, it's pretty futile, actually. When time, flip the top tire, harvest that batch, and repeat as time suggests. That's pretty smart thinking. I never thought about that. Plant them in stacks of tires filled with straw. Now see, I must have watched 20 videos on growing potatoes, and no one ever suggested straw. No one ever suggested straw. They all said plant them just a couple inches deep in the soil, and but plant them in soil. Either plant them in enriched soil or plant them in a very loose field dirt. So no one have I ever seen anyone suggest straw, but we will try that. We will try that. People do the same idea with straw in a 5-gallon bucket. Very cool. We will try that. We'll see how that works. Knows lots of shit. Yes, he does. And that's why I always listen, because I learn lots of shit. They will grow in the cabinet. Yep, we actually have a hanging basket now. We have hanging baskets that hang above the sink. We keep our onions in one side and taters in the other. And the wife went to get an onion the other day to make tacos. And this thing must have had, oh God, probably 13 inches long. It was starting to grow out the top of the onion. She's like, hey, you want to keep this thing and put it in the garden next year? I said, hell, I said, throw it in a pot right now. I said, it'll grow. We'll have onions before winter's even half over. Potatoes, they eye up pretty good, start growing. Yeah, you're right about that. They do. I think I might mix some potting soil with the straw. Of course, drill holes in the bottom of the bucket so they don't get so the buckets don't hold water. But yeah, great thinking. Not a ton, but something for the roots to make use of. Yeah, makes sense. I like that. It's really sad too, because I was looking so forward to having a poop ton of taters the first week of October. Um, of course, Steph got home from work. She looked at them little taters laying on the cabinet on a paper towel, and she laughed, and she goes, well, what do you want me to do with those? I said, make me a bowl of tater salad. And she said, well, what about you? I said, nope, it's not about the rest of you. I planted the taters. I harvest this crop. I want a bowl of potato salad. You can buy chopped straw as bedding. That would mix well. Yep, and we got the mill right out here on the south end of town, so I'm pretty sure I can get the chopped straw out there. If not, I can get bales of hay or something and tear them up myself. The only thing I would grow potatoes for is new potatoes. Well, we had some that eyed up really bad, and I went on and chopped them up into halves and stuck them in, and I mean, they took. So, I mean, we know it can be done. Just a matter of finding the right combination. But I will try your idea. I don't want hay, so definitely straw. Okay. Definitely straw then. Hay has many seeds to compete for nutrients. Gotcha. All right, guys and gals, it is that time. It is time for me to be like a fat baby and head out. Time for me to be like a tree and leave. Time for me to be like a bunch of bats and get the flock out of here. Like I said, be looking here in about an hour for today's video, the last for this week. Of course, I will come out, or there will be another one out on Sunday, and then we have Mark, Lisa, Heather, and myself have got an investigation coming up on Monday night. It's going to be a good one. So, and don't forget tonight, 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we got Ferris the Fam as our guest. Ghost to Ghost PM is back. That's going to be good. But until then, take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. God bless you. God love you. I do. We'll catch you all tonight. Have a good day, guys.